Right. All right. So, is everyone ready? All right. So, topics. Throw them at me. I have the dice ready. Good morning. Caveman, number 1. Excellent. 5 more. Mr. Man Bear Pig is obviously Reptile Gunslinger. Alright, that's good. 2. Oh, we need 4 more. Good morning. Handicapped Gladiator. Okay, that's 3. 3 more. Do it. Feed me. Martian Sea Journey. Alright. It's 4. 5. 1 more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's 6 Man Bear Pig. Good morning, Chef Spartan. Topic. Fantastical beast. Right. Number 5. So that is Spiked Keeper. Okay. Let's do it. Time starting. Right. Spiked Keeper. By Coxix. I will have to restart the timer. Spiked Keeper. Coxix. Alright. Where are you, timer? There you are. Okay. Now we're rocking and rolling. Thanks, Added Holland. Fantastic. Alright. Spiked Keeper. Okay. It's an awesome cheer, Andy. Can't go wrong with your own cheerleading squad. So obviously I'm going for some spiked, angry character. But maybe Not do fantasy? I haven't decided yet. I'm still on the fence about go fantasy or sci-fi. I think fantasy would be quite the generic route. Actually, let's switch that up. Let's give him 2 knives instead. Yeah, Rust is a funky game. So it's my son's birthday today. He got some gifts in the morning, some cake in his bed, and off to school. He's gonna have a birthday party after school with all his friends. More or less all his class. They're all like gonna go to this playground, more or less, but it's an indoor playground. You can rent space for it, and they're just gonna run around and go on trampolines and ball fight, and God knows what they're gonna be doing in the playground. We gave him Lego. He instantly started building it, which is awesome. He loves Lego. He has that constructive kind of mind. And we gave him also like experiment board with electricity, where he can. It's like electricity made easy with like a circuit board and plug and play pieces. He can kind of connect them to each other and kind of create his own circuit boards and see, like what happens. Can he turn the light on, or make the propeller spin, and just for him to experiment with electricity, because his mind is kind of like similar to mine, where we love constructing things. And his birthday gift is also this playground. It's like a indoor activity, massive compound where they have jump castles and slides and ball pens and also football field, and everything there. The kids fucking love it. They just go crazy, climbing all over the place. Anyways, and another part of his gift is his grandmother's gonna buy him a gift. So I don't know. We already gave him our gifts, the huge Lego box and that circuit board thing. Hello, Suhail. He turned 8, by the way, so he's like super proud. Ojin stuff. Yeah, definitely. He's so happy, and also he's like just he's so exciting and smart boy, and I want to make him a great thinker, better than he already is. I mean, he's already like giving the teachers problems because they can't talk to him like a normal kid and then address the rest of the class. They have to there's a conundrum of making Hugo happy, my son, and content with the answer without being kind of patronized. But the teacher can't also give Hugo like a complete custom treatment. and the other kids will just, you know, sit there and have a blank stare. That's an interesting situation for him. He's a clever boy. He's got a smart mom, luckily. Me, you know, up for discussion. Definitely, Dennis. We constantly challenge him. You know, make him work for success in that sense. You know, like no drill sergeant, but you know, like she was showing like really great math, mind for math, uh, and I started introducing all sorts of kind of mathematical, you know, ways of thinking, and he kept experimenting with them and you know failing, and I had to explain them over again, and you know just keep on encouraging him, giving him praise when he succeeds and stuff. You know, that it's important, and not just pat him on the head. You know, I do that too. You know, giving a hug and telling him he's doing great, proud of him, and all that. But I constantly like challenge his way of thinking by asking a question to him, like, "Why do you think?" or "Why do you think that way?" And, you know, it is a little bit frustrating. He gets bored at school easily. He's getting bad marks in behavior because you know he just storms through the tasks and then sits there and starts talking to his friends and things. It's a problem that the teacher can, in that sense, just she has to judge all kids at the same playing field, and then it becomes a Higo can't kind of jump ahead in that sense. Not now. He's only started second grade, so. Um, but I think in the future he's gonna have to have a kind of higher pace because I think he's definitely capable of it. Oh yeah, definitely, Dennis. We tell him that all the time. You know, like everyone has their specialty, and just because he's good at something doesn't mean he's, you know, how to explain it. That each person has its own unique ways of thinking because their brains are um, better at something than others, and he gets it. He doesn't look down at anyone because he's better at certain parts, you know. But he finds it funny, you know, like how some kids in his class don't know English that well, and Hugo is like can have discussions with adults and all these things in three languages. Um, while most kids in his class only know one, you know. Yeah, exactly. That's I mean that's like it's like enjoying the journey and pushing and trying to figure out the journey to the end result. Um, like Hugo really enjoys that aspect of, you know, like making a plan, failing on the way, and remaking the plan and thinking about like how can I proceed the best way. And he sits and thinks and experiments and gets frustrated when it doesn't work, and screams sometimes, you know, like when his construction breaks apart because the materials he used are not strong enough to stay the way he wants them, and he's like, why are you always falling apart, stupid thing? And then he goes back to the drawing board and kind of like, how do I need to construct it? And sometimes I have to go, you know, step in and tell him, you know, like, calm down, you're doing great, but here's where your idea is failing, and we can do this and that to make it better. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he speaks Latvian, English, and Swedish, all fluently. And what's really interesting, which I discussed with my wife before, is that I'm the only one in his life, in that sense, that have taught him Swedish. And he has just a slight accent because he only talks it to me. Yes, tiny accent in Swedish. Otherwise, you could easily just put him in Sweden and no one would know any better. Like, place him in a Swedish school and no one would know he's been living abroad all his life. But his English is not perfect. I mean, neither is mine. Obviously, you can hear I'm not native. It's not my native language. But, you know, it's not too bad. Yeah, it was fun. But it's also like this is also tricky situations because my daughter has autism, and my son's like frustrated that she has to be that way, and you know, like, why can't, like, he sometimes doesn't get it that she doesn't think the same way, and he's like, why? He gets frustrated, I guess, that he's missing out, which, you know, we all are frustrated that autism is such a bitch. But I've explained to him why she is the way she is, and that she is no different, just the machinery is not as it should be. Or the impulses, rather, is not as it should be, and she has a harder time learning it. And he gets it, he respects it, but he's also an 8-year-old that gets frustrated, and you have to respect it. Just patience. Sometimes, man, it's tricky being a parent, wanting the best for your kids, you know. But you just have to do your best and try to like play chess with life in the sense of what move am I gonna make now, and what will the the snowball effect be forward. And sometimes you want like a result now, but big picture wise it won't help. So you always gotta like think strategically and just not react, because if you're just reacting, you might build something for the future that's like incorrect. But you learn that aspect, like by being a father or a parent over time. When they're a baby, it's like a learning process, right? They're a baby, you're starting to kind of figure out that, all right, it's not just me anymore, and you start to adopt that thinking. And when they're until they're 8, you've already been forced to learn. Thanks. Yeah, then it's definitely, I think it's a good thing in that sense. He'll be a better human by having to face something like autism in his kid sister early in his life. He will be a lot more humble, respectful for people's different way of thinking, instead of just laughing or whatever. Which Matilda, my daughter, will definitely have in her life, where people don't get her. But what can you do, Thanks. I think Amir was starting to realize with autism a lot more that it's a chemical deficiency process in the brain, and that it's misfiring, and that gut bacteria and the immune system is a big part of correcting it. That you will never remove autism because it's a born misbalance, but that you can correct it significantly with diet to enhance the process, of communication in the brain, in a way where the problems are being more limited. But normal mainstream doctors don't know that or care about that yet. It's not that established yet, but a lot of specialists and people are starting to realize that more and more. So like with autism, if you know anyone with autism, change their diet to enhance the correct kind of gut bacteria, and there's a dramatic difference. And the earlier you get it, the better foundation changes will be established. Like the way the brain is configured and so on. The younger you are, the higher the chance of corrective measures. But like, it sucks so much knowing that, like, my daughter will have to have like special care all her life. It's so annoying, but you can't do anything about it. You just have to like have a good cry and then put that aside and just aim for the best life possible and try to improve the situation as much as possible. This is all you can do. But man, in the beginning it was so frustrating, so much stress. especially when you didn't know that you had it. Well, had to like guess, like what's wrong with my kid, brain tumor, or you know, horrible. Yeah, definitely, Suhail. Um, so you should be careful of sugars and gluten. Those are the biggest culprits for you. And eat probiotics, specific kind of probiotics that is based on a specific kind of probiotic. I don't remember what it is, but it's really good for autistic people. That's good that that you don't have it so badly, um, Suhail. Respect. Oh, what a sad topic today. Went from woohoo birthday to fuck autism. Okay. Yeah, Suhail, you can write to me on Facebook. We're giving it to my daughter. It's a kids forum version of it, but it should still um, help you by looking up the name of it. Yeah, sorry about the bummer, the the downer topic. Let's switch topics. No need to be like all doom and gloom. My daughter is improving and all that, so that's good. I'm happy. Um, I'm all good. Um, I'm thinking this character is kind of like an organic armor, like a shell mixed, like bone structure. Uh, so it's growing the spikes. Um, so that's how I see this character. Is that's melee type character. Um, how much time is it? 5 minutes. Thanks, Suhail. And thanks, Mikhail. Yeah, it's. I think maybe the blades are a bit too short. They feel a little bit like hatchets, but I think if I'll add some handle back here, um, they won't feel too dwarfed. Let's try to add a little bit more spice to the colors. Let's see what this does, where we can go with this. That looks pretty cool. Nice. I like that. Yeah, yeah, like a space beast, but with blades. Like, why do you only have blades? Like, why shouldn't why aren't you shooting at me? You know? Oh, let's try this trick. Let's try this trick. Um, let's see what it does. And then select that, decrease that, and mask that. That's pretty cool. If we lower that a bit, what does it actually do now? Just bloom it a bit. Alright, it's okay. Let's try to add some ways of adding a pattern. Just moving my hand, trying to hit some shape. Yeah, it's a little bit. Makes me think about District 9 as well. Um, So what I did now is took a lighter color layer and painting away the darks. It's a cool little function. Like whatever you've sampled, and everything that is darker than the value. Like so now everything darker than this will I can paint on, but everything above it will, you see, it will stay the same. So it's a cool little trick to like lift shadows. That's something I've been using lately as well. Yeah, it has. I was thinking he should have some sort of like he can retract his head almost, you know, like a tank mode. Oh, time's up. So that's well, that's it for today. Some sort of crabman. hope you dig it. And yeah, exactly. So how you can tint the yeah. So thank you all for coming. Have a fantastic day, and best of luck with doing what you need to do today. And see you guys tomorrow morning, I think, right? Should be all good. Right. Thanks everyone. Bye.